now like we're talking about the failures, and it's just that we always feel motivated and inspired from the success story. And I also like carry the same opinion as you, like we actually learn from those failing experiences. And I'm just gonna ask you straight again, what as a CEO of the company, the AppLab, could you just share one of the your maybe the experience, you can say like failure, maybe you just didn't meet your own expectation or maybe the client expectation, but as a CEO, how you took that moment and how you grow from that?
Yeah, so I mean, in a very hard way, right? I mean, see, the thing is, I mean, what I enjoy about these conversations, right, is uh, see, sometimes we learn from in different ways, right? I mean, what I'm trying to provide as insight or information right now in terms of how to deal with failures, I probably had that information, just not in a way that I understood it in the beginning, right? So my biggest, I guess, point of failure that I labeled it was seeking perfection,
Mhm.
right? I always seeked perfection. I thought it was okay to be perfect. I thought it was possible to be perfect, right? Not okay to, I thought it was possible to be perfect. And I thought, yeah, I can do that. I think I've supreme confidence in myself, and I'm pretty sure I can achieve whatever I can, right? And I can do that by myself, right? Yeah, I'll have people and whatnot, but I'm okay to do it by myself in essence, right? And that path of being constantly wanting to be perfect meant that I could not tolerate mistakes. I could not tolerate my own mistakes. I was very hard on myself when I made a mistake. I was very hard on others when they made a mistake, right? And that was the worst thing to do, right? Because that mistake was a definition against what my perception of perfection was,
Mhm.
right? Which is not true. Perfection is not real, right? As I just mentioned. So I am the qualification criteria is unreal, unachievable, and I'm measuring my own actions and everyone, all my employees and my partners' actions against that chart and bar of perfection, right?
Yeah.
Which by itself, by the nature of it, was set up for failure. Now the problem with that is, if I had an open mind at that point, that okay, fine, I learned about it, let's move on, I would have failed fast. But because I was seeking perfection and I did not want to make mistakes, I failed very slowly. And
Mhm.
that was the biggest problem with my business. Where I am right now in my business, if I did not have that mindset, I could have been at the same point probably 6 years ago or 7 years ago. That one single factor of not being open-minded about it's okay to fail. And yes, it was, I mean, it was about wanting to be perfect, but it came from the same place. I did not want others to think that I'm not perfect, that I'm not a successful entrepreneur, that I'm not doing, that I've not created a great company, right? What did that mean? I didn't ask too many people for their opinions. I
Mhm.
didn't ask for help.
Yeah.
I didn't get as many mentors as I should have, right? I didn't surround myself with the best possible team, with the most talented team, despite of their whatever perceived weaknesses and flaws, right? So all those aspects in a way slowed the growth for me, right? So it would have been very nice if I said, hey, I made this one mistake and I regret it. The truth is, because of that mindset, I made hundreds of mistakes, hundreds of small mistakes. And that caused a lot of issues with where I am at the speed of it. But you know what? The truth is, I believe in destiny, right? I believe that the reason I chose that path is because where I am right now is because the way I went through the path. If I went through a different path, I would have been in a totally different place. And if I'm happy with where I am right now, why should I question the path in the past? That's the only path that would have led me here. It would have otherwise it would have led me somewhere else.
Mhm.
And if I'm happy with right now, why even worry about another
Yeah.
scenario? Who knows I'll be happy with it or not. So whatever happened, I don't regret it, right? Because one of the questions you asked is you felt that you could have done it in a different way. I don't
You
think
grow
so.
from it.
For my upbringing, for my experiences, that's the path that was charted for me.
Mhm.
I'm glad that I took the path because it got me the learnings that I need right now in order to be where.
Really.
As long as I continue doing the same, staying in the present, being fully present in terms of what I need to do in the present moment, and continue with an open mind, just constantly learning, I think I'll create the right path moving forward as well.